Welcome back to another exciting episode of Life's Lessons on my platform called The Plug South. If you haven't already, please like and hit the subscribe button and that little notification bell. That way every time I go live or go on or add something, you'll be notified. But please sit back and check out my show and hopefully you'll learn something. Thank you and enjoy the show.
And now, life lessons on the Plug South.
Start out, tell me your name and spell it.
My name is Christopher Stubbs. CHRISTOPHER STUBBS.
All right. Give me a little brief biography about yourself.
Well, I was born in 1972, March the 10th, to the loving parents Samuel Stubbs and Virginia Stubbs. I grew up in a household with both my parents. I have two siblings, one of which was born after I was an adult. I went down to K. Davie, went to West Rome High School. I strived in athletics. I later on went to college, flunked out of school after making the dean's list my first semester because I started to get into the party life.
Where did you go to college at?
Tennessee Tech University in Cookeville, Tennessee. After college, I came home. I had my son my junior year in high school before my senior year. And the word child support had came up, and I was actually served papers on the practice field from the Tennessee State Patrol.
Damn.
To where I had to come back to Rome to go to court. And I came back to Rome to go to court, and me and Zula, which is my son's mother, Christopher Michael's mother, we had an agreement verbally that I would give her $900 of my $1,200 Pell Grant to be able to take care of my son while I was in school.
That makes sense.
Now the judge said, well, I can't make Mr. Stubbs give you that $900. But what I can do is force him to pay this child support, which was roughly, back then it was, $55 a week, and make sure you get medical insurance on your child. Now I go back to Tennessee Tech, and I tell my coaches what's going on, and I go to the office to find out I could only work for $70 a semester. I could not without affecting my scholarship. The only money that I could make legally outside of my scholarship was $70. No child can depend on $70.
Hell no.
So that put me in a mode of, do I keep trying to go to school? Do I take care of my son? So I tried to juggle and do both. Start dabbling in trying to sell marijuana. On campus, mind you.
What year was this?
This was 1990. Then it was the spring of 1991.
Okay.
So it was all of a sudden, because I had just had my son, just graduated, went to college, and I finally started playing. I got redshirted my first year, but then I started playing, and once I started playing, all of the stuff had started coming at one time.
What stuff? All the
Child support, the academic probation, all of that started coming. Now, mind you, I had a good support staff. Anytime that I fell short with taking care of my son, my mother and father made sure that he was taken care of.
Right.
But in the eyes of the law, if I'm not doing it, it's not getting done.
Damn.
So I'm saying, okay, if you buy your son or daughter or whoever, it's called gifts. If you're not paying the defects folks that money that they're asking for, you're only giving them gifts.
Damn, yeah.
You're only giving them gifts. Now, after college, I came home and I got behind on my child support because I got kicked out of school. I was steady going back and forth. I had good friends like Calvin Morris, that was Booker T. Bailey, Happy Adams, that made sure that I got back and forth to Coosa Valley Tech to get my grades up so I could go back to school.
Oh, so you had to come to a little junior college.
I had to come to a junior college to get my grades back up.
All right.
And for one summer, I did just that. Got my grades back up, went back up there to school. This was during the off season. This is after the season. This is during the off season. So after I get back, the process starts all over again. Now, but I'm more into partnering now because I don't know how long this college thing gonna last. Even though I'm a good athlete, you know, I got the what they call a little showcase or whatever for the Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, but they did all of the secondary like that. They considered me an athlete. So the coaches came to me and said, well, Stubbs, there's more money playing defense. I can go in and get you that full ride you need if you play defense for me.
Oh, okay.
So
you
that's
converted that.
I went from running back to a cornerback, all in the matter of one spring. Damn. And then to come to fall, I started at strong corner. I was a strong corner. I played the toughest receivers, mostly man-to-man the whole game. But that's neither here nor there. Back to the story, I came home, and I got a letter in the mail about child support, and I was ordered to pay $900 or go to jail. Me not having a job, my mom and dad kind of struggling, didn't have $900 just to give me to keep me out of jail. So I go to jail for child support for $900 now. I'm in the real probably $12,000.
How long did you go to jail for?
I was just in jail for about 6 hours.
Oh, okay. You bought it out.
I know I paid the money to get out. My mom them got up the money to get me out. But they got that money.
Right.
You understand? And then couple of years passed and I came up again. And this time they wanted almost $3,000.
Had you got behind or something?
I never was working. I was running around. Woe is me. I done got kicked out of school. I'm hanging with the fellas. You know, we having fun. We young adults.
Yep.
No responsibility. And the little responsibility we had, we could just do little hustles to make that little kind of money just to keep the drinking.
Yep.
And the party, just keep the party alive.
Yep.
Now, I get this letter, so I said, I got to do something because I know ain't nobody got this kind of money. I joined the Marine Corps. I went out there to the mall, and they had, they got the little armed forces office where you got all the doors.
AFF, yeah.
You got all the offices. You got the Coast Guard, you got the Army, the Navy, the Marines.
Yep.
You got all the doors. Well, my dad had always been side of the family, had been in the Army, most of them.
Right.
Few naval people, not one Marine. Here I go.
That helped your decision.
That helped my decision. You know what I mean? I said, well, I'm gonna go. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gung ho. I'm gonna go all out. That's supposed to be the toughest.
What year was that?
That was 1996, May of '96. I signed the paperwork on April 27th. I left May the 6th. I was running from jail, just to be honest.
Right.
And I'm talking about sure enough running. I said, at least if I go to the military, my son will be taken care of because they gonna the money I make can go towards all of that because they gonna take care of everything else. Mm-hmm. So after that, graduated boot camp. Then I'm starting my career. Have an episode. Mental health.
What do you mean episode?
I had a mental health episode. I had always been in charge. I was the guide on bear. I was the leader. And sleep deprivation probably got the best of me when we had a training exercise. And during that training exercise, I amped up what I was doing about 10,000 times. I was wide open. I'm digging the trench all the way around the bed wax site.
You did that without taking nothing.
I did that without taking nothing. I did that with
It was just in your mind.
in my mind. I just gotta get this done. The rest of these Marines are
lazy.
They not doing nothing. So after I got through, I took my weapon into the tree line, which you're not supposed to leave your weapon unattended.
Right.
But since I was so amped up and took my weapon with me into the tree line to go use the bathroom, they assumed that I was going to hurt myself or hurt somebody else. So they sent me for a psychological evaluation. When I sat down in front of the psychiatrist and he went to tell me how my mind was working, I cussed him out. I cussed him out real bad because I told him, you don't know me. You can't tell me how my mind is working.
Right.
Then he gave me this diagnosis, what they call manic depression.
Just off talking
to me. And I told him, I said, well, hell, everybody in the world is manic depressive.
Yeah.
When you're happy, you're happy. When you're sad, you're sad. Everybody goes through that. But the way he explained it to me is what makes us different is the way that we deal with what we're going through. Some of my traits of being manic, I spend a lot of money. I want everybody around me to be happy, but I don't care nothing about my happiness. But no sooner than I go broke or that I feel like I'm unappreciated, I fall back into that depression. The whole time I've been mannequin now, feeling good. But now that the party's over and the friends are gone and they don't feel like that I'm appreciated, I fall into depression, which causes me to be away from people.
You
seclude yourself. You hold your feelings in. You don't talk to nobody. And then you may lash out.
What about the self-medication?
Now, the self-medication came from me.
But you were still in the Marines.
So no, I was still in the Marines, so I'll get to that. So I got discharged. They discharged me honorably, but it was based on my medical condition, my mental health condition. I didn't get kicked out. I
thought you had got a dishonorable.
I have an honorable discharge.
Damn, that's all right then.
Honorable, yes. So now when they sent me home, I was on several medications, mental health medications. And the way that they made me interact with people and didn't feel like I was me. I would talk real slow.
Just walking slow.
Walk
like
slow.
And shit.
And I was brainwashed into believing that every day for the rest of my life at 7:30 at night, I had to take this medicine every day.
No, if you didn't, you would die.
If I didn't, I would die. I would hurt somebody or even hurt myself. So, I mean, I can remember us playing basketball and getting ready to hang out and drink us a couple of beers. I'd take off running to the house and take that medicine and come back and start talking to y'all. I might drink one beer. Next thing you know, I'm over there asleep.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. We were worried about you.
Now, that being said, I started not taking the medicine as much because I felt like I wanted to get back to the old me.
Right.
To interact the way I thought I should be interacting. I've been the life of the party. I might well stay the life of the party.
Yep.
So I started dibbling in powdered cocaine. I'm talking about I thought I could snort more than Scarface. I really did.
Yeah, but how did you? I was around you most of that time. I never knew you was snorting.
I was doing the closet. What I would do was buy it, and it would mostly be on Twin Oaks nights. A weekend warrior, so to speak.
Right. And
then what I would do was have the ones that we knew was snorting hold the sacks.
Yeah.
I'd buy them, but they'd keep them. Oh, and every time that I wanted a little bump, I'd take off and hang with them for a few minutes, and then I go right back to the ones that wasn't doing it.
Right.
Now, to fast forward the story, I start trying to sell a little dope. You know, a couple of rocks here, a couple of rocks there, just to keep my beer and cigarette habit and my cocaine habit intact.
Yeah, because everybody sold dope back
Yes,
then.
yes.
They
So-
either sell it or use it.
So, one particular night, I made a delivery to somebody with some crack cocaine. Took it to them to the hotel, and they're in the hotel, and they smoking. I'm high. I've been snorting all night. I delivered the dope. They was in there smoking, and I wanted to know what the big deal was about this cocaine compared to powder cocaine. So I tried it. I got to taste what cocaine tasted like. You know, I really didn't feel no high, because I was already high.
You didn't see what the big deal was.
I didn't see what's the difference? A drug is a drug. Whether it color hell, it's almost about like if you smoke marijuana and you smoke the wax. What's the difference?
Right.
But you get real high off the wax, and the regular weed mellow you out, but it's still THC.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So after that, I was what they call closet hitting. Every now and then, I might tell a lie to my buddies that I'm gonna get me a little hit from a girl, so they give me 2 or 3 rocks. So I go get me a girl to front.
To live the lie, yeah.
They live the lie, and sometimes I, did let them, But out of them 3 rocks, she might have got one. Hell, I smoked the other 2. she might have got one. You know what I mean? And then I never will forget, Globell bust me out.
Oh.
She told Stinky, you know that damn boy smoking. You know what I mean? So Stinky came and asked me. And I've never been ashamed about anything I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I told her, well, yeah, I do. Thought I had it under control. But no, it had control of me. For the next 20, I'm 51 now.
20 years?
I got 20 plus years of using crack cocaine.
You
Over
must have been real sneaky with that shit.
No, what it was, I wasn't ashamed, but once I got all the way out there, that when I lost my job, when I didn't have nothing coming in financially other than my little military check, which wasn't much, I was all the way out there. I'm talking about putting up with shit that the normal human being shouldn't put up with. Folks talking to you any kind of way, treating you any kind of way, just because you are addicted to a substance. See, no matter what I went through, no matter what I've been through in life, I've always been Chris. I'm going to stick true to that. I'm going to be Chris to the day I die.
So get a little deeper into that. Like you say, people start treating you different because you smoking dope?
Yes. Okay, I'll tell you this. And I can say this to you, tell you truthfully, Bob. There were times that you and I had interaction to where I can feel it. There go my boy, but my boy fucking up. You understand me? You didn't treat me no different.
Yeah.
But my boy, and then eventually, I'm gonna end up asking for some money to go get some more dope. And then you would tell, I ain't gonna support your habit.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you would say, you created a job for me to do.
Right. So
it wasn't like you wasn't giving it to me.
You earned it.
But you created me a job.
And I didn't care what you did.
So you could still actually help me while I was killing myself. Mm-hmm. But because you didn't want to see yourself I'm not just gonna get this nigga nothing.
Right.
To kill himself. Now if he earned it, he do whatever the hell he want to with it. And then there was sometimes, I can even say this, my own family. To me, the biggest hurt that I had during that time was more concerned about the money that I was wasting other than me. my health, my appearance. You understand me? Like,
that's what crack do to you? Oh, I mean,
no, I can tell.
That's just you personally.
Me personally, in addiction has effect on you and the people around you.
Right.
I don't care. You are not in it alone. You are not. No, I'm talking about no matter how low you think you are, it's somebody right there with you. They may not. It may not show on the surface. You may think that they should act a certain type of way, but they're only dealing with your addiction the best way they know how to deal with your addiction.
Damn, I didn't think of it like that.
You know, they don't know what to tell you to get you off the dope. They don't know what to tell you to lift you up. You know what I mean? Because that's when I came up, you know, you're too smart for that shit, Stubbs, is what I heard.
Yeah.
I know you know better than that, Stubbs. That's when I came up with the hashtag the dumb genius. Came with the dumb genius. I mean, everybody knows this about me, but I continue to wallow in my mess. You understand this? And the ones that loved and cared about me, I gave them a reason for them to allow me to keep running around on the dope. The dumb genius. Look at him, y'all. He know he's smart. You know he got a big heart. He don't mind. He'll give you the shot off the back if he can. But he's the dumb genius. He out there running around on that dope, being dumb. Letting folks talk to him any kind of way, being dumb. Doing bullshit jobs just to get high. And then guess what? And then at one point in time, it wasn't, for me personally, it wasn't about me getting high no damn more. It's everybody, hey, whoever get high, we all gonna get high. If I go buy a 50 slab or whatever I buy, I ain't gonna smoke all of it by myself.
Dang. That's rare there.
I'm not gonna smoke all, listen.
Because normal crackhead go off to themselves and
No. I go to the hit house, so everybody in the house got their shooter, they gonna get something on it. I'm not gonna not give one and not get all of them.
How did you smoke it, on the can or straight shooter?
Straight shooter.
Because I've heard that you can smoke, I've talked to a couple of addicts, they say as long as you smoking on the can, you can maintain.
There's no such.
When you put that motherfucker in that straight shooter,
there is no such thing.
You smoking either way.
If you're smoking, you're smoking. I don't give a damn how you smoke it. You can put it in a joint. You can put it in cigarettes. If you're smoking crack cocaine, you're on crack cocaine. I don't give a damn what they say. You understand me?
Yeah. Ain't no way around.
Now, I got a story to kind of lighten the situation that was a kind of a turning point in my life. It was one Saturday. I'd been up all night long. Got up Sunday morning, because I had never been to sleep. I ran home, took a shower, put on my suit. I done got so little that the suit is swallowing me. But I felt confident enough that I'm going to church today. I need God. I need some help. But me, lost in the dope, take my straight shooter to church with me.
What?
Yes. I would get money from my mama bone to put in the collection plate. If she gave me $10, then but 2 of them go in the collection plate. The other 8 went around the corner.
God.
I'm talking about right after church. But this particular Sunday, I went to church with my straight shooter with me. I sat down, know that I'd been up all night. I started getting hot. I'm talking about hot beyond belief. Thought I was catching on fire. And a little voice told me, he said, get your ass out of the Lord's house with this shit on you. I had to hurry up and get up out of there. Now.
Was you jonesing?
No, I wasn't jonesing. I know better than to be in the Lord's house with a damn straight shooter. But I was there anyway.
What church did you go to?
I went to Lovejoy that Sunday, right down the street. Yeah, listen to me. I joined Lovejoy in 2005. That's when I was probably 150, 160 pounds.
You had got that little?
Yes, 160 pounds, soaking wet. And We had church in the life, so I got mama to come to church with me because I'm finna change my life, mama. I'm tired of this. I ain't gonna keep doing this to y'all.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I joined the church. They put on the big show. They all crying and praising God and all of this. And, well, okay, I've done it. That was a cry for help. Now, come Monday morning, I walk from my house past the church where I did all my devilment at down there on Harder. Mm-hmm. And I saw the same people that were doing all the shouting and hollering when I joined, watch me walk by them to go down there and do that same mess, and saw them whispering behind my back.
They didn't say nothing.
They didn't try to stop me, discourage me or nothing, but they talked about me. He just joined church yesterday. Now he's going back down there to do the same thing. See, that's the problem we have as a community.
Right.
We are quick to point out other people's fault without trying to help them with them.
Me and Ivan used to give you hell, though.
All the time. Hell yeah.
You know, because
I know
you was such a good person and shit.
Yeah.
You know how we are,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And we was like, man.
Yeah.
That's where you learn how to cook.
Yeah, down there in Ivory. Yeah. Yeah. And so.
What kind of effect did that have on you when them people were talking about you behind your back? Did it make you want to go back to church?
Well, no. See, you don't go to church for other people. You go to church for yourself. But the other people made me feel as though I put more emphasis on what people think about me than what I thought about myself. That's what it made me feel like, come on now, y'all the same people that were just shouting and crying.
And it made you feel like they were fake.
That made me feel like that I do have a bigger support system than just my family, just my friends. I got people that don't even know me that I see crying because I joined the church, because they've heard my story. They go Chris Stubbs, college, high school graduate, college athlete, former military man, running around here on dope. Come from a household.
Had a mama and a daddy.
And a daddy. You understand me? And I'm talking about mama worked at the tag office all them years, so everybody knew her.
Yeah.
Daddy worked at the police force and the Legion, everybody knew him. So it's not like that my story was just inside of my house.
Right.
My story reached all over Rome, Georgia.
Wow.
And the theme that kind of sticks out in my mind is you can't worry about what other people think about your situation. You got to think about your own situation. You know what I mean? Like I say, when you're at your lowest, it's somebody there with you. You're not alone. It's the addiction, you are not alone.
So did the church, by you going through that experience with the church, that helped you get away?
No, it made me worse. That first experience with church, hell, I got worse. I didn't give a damn if I was going or coming. I've had two attempts of suicide simply because of dope. And dope has never been pleasurable for me when I was doing it. The ultimate goal that I had was to die.
How did you try to kill yourself?
Well, the first time, I took all of my medication. Every bottle I had, I took every pill in every bottle. God. I'm talking about every one. I got sick as a dog. You understand me? It didn't kill me. It made me real sick, but because I throwed it up.
Right.
You know what I mean? They wouldn't let me go to sleep.
Yeah, that's the main.
They wouldn't let me go to sleep, so I throwed that up. The second attempt was, it was funny, my cousin let me keep his gun. And
which one, Vic?
Nah, I ain't gonna say I won't put the name out there. It definitely wasn't Victor.
All right.
It definitely wasn't Victor.
That's your dog, yeah.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't Victor. So this particular night, I'm going through it with my mama, going through it with my sisters. At the time, my girlfriend was talking shit, big shit. So, and I'm high. I'm already wanting to die because I'm high. So I take the gun, put it to my head, pulled the trigger. It didn't fire, misfired. Didn't fire at all. At all. Took it away from my head and pointed it in there and tried to pull the trigger again. It went off twice.
God.
So I was, by the grace of God, I'm still here. That's a true story. Mm-hmm. Now, you go through life thinking about the different times that you've had. I wouldn't change not one thing.
You wouldn't do nothing different.
I couldn't do nothing different because I've already lived that chapter. Only thing I can do is try to make, if I live to see tomorrow, make tomorrow better than today was. See, it took me a long time. I got to get back into the story so I can fast forward a little bit. But the main thing is, when I went through that stage of being depressed and mannequin and stuff, I tried rehab. Did the little thing where they send you to Dalton for the little detox or whatever. No sooner than I got out, went right back to smoking. I'm talking about I went at home 10 hours.
Yeah, that's what they say when you go to them things. You don't know it.
No,
it take you 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. All right. Went to prison. I made the news. I was on TV. My mama got interviewed.
Went to prison?
Yeah, I went to prison for in 2006 for that little drug bust they did in 2004.
What, Rock City?
No, I was after Rock City was 93.
Oh, that's right.
I went in the one that did in 2004 to where I sold to an undercover, but I was selling to increase my habit. I already had my dope. I just gave him a few crumbs out of my dope so I could go get me some more dope. You understand me? And then I'm talking about Channel 2 News, Bum Rush Me. Talking about how did you say that you feel allegedly sold crack cocaine. They interviewed my mama, all that old stuff. And I'll say this about the system. The system is crooked. And that woman on that holding that balance scale, she might as well hold one eye open because that blindfold don't mean shit.
Yeah.
Because when I went to court, I actually saw a white boy with similar charges get 20 years, special conditions probation. Upon completing the program, he has no sentence. I'm addicted to crack cocaine, military man, served my country. But the DA told me I had to go to prison because I made a sale. Had it been a possession charge, I might have been able to get off with that, but because I sold,
right,
I had to go to prison. But see, that lets you know that the system is slanted. They want to keep us enslaved in one way or another.
Right.
Because once you come home, you still ain't got no freedom. You always got to worry about, your Fourth Amendment rights gone, things like that.
Yeah, keep us broke.
Keep you broke, Okay, so after that, I came back home. I went to prison. I did 16 months. After I did that, came home, started right back. Got baptized at Lovejoy in 2010. Got baptized. I convinced myself that one of these days I'm going to get off this dope. But since I do most of my dirt and my evil right here in this neighborhood, I'm going to join the church in the center of the neighborhood. Right around the area where I do all my dirt. And maybe one of these days I'll get off of it. So I joined Lovejoy. I've always been a lifelong member of Mount Olive up on the hill.
Yeah. So
I joined Lovejoy. Now I started working around the church trying to keep myself active and away from the dope. An idle mind is the devil's workshop.
Yep.
So I tried to keep myself focused with doing stuff around the church. Now some of the stuff that I was doing around the church was easy. But
what you mean, like
just helping
up chairs and stuff like
moving
that?
chairs and stuff, unloading the food truck for the food and clothing pantry, like labor.
Right.
So every different ministry that I used to be to try to be a part of would kind of shun me away because I was still dealing with the dope. You know what I mean?
They didn't trust you.
I don't know if it was the trust factor or what it was, but I was still dealing. So they kind of shunned away from wanting to use me or let me help. You know, but it's a reminder.
But you put yourself in a position where they couldn't turn you away.
Well, no, what happened was Miss Yvonne Billups took me up under her wing and said, Stubbs, I'll show you how to get them off your back. You can work around this church all you want to if you just do this. So I started helping her in the kitchen. For the longest time, the kitchen crew was the kitchen crew, but the main two was just me and Miss Yvonne. You know, Amy, April, Tammy, Lonnie, all of them would come and help, but the bulk of the work would already be done when they got there. You understand?
You better.
You know, I'm just saying, for Miss Yvonne, all I did was pick up the big old pots and watched her do her thing. She would tell me to do different stuff. And over the years, she started trusting me to do certain stuff. Without, you know, like all of it. And then when she eventually passed away, and they gave me the job.
Her job?
Yes, I'm
So you done went from the bottom to the top.
I'm the kitchen director at Lovejoy Baptist Church.
And that's your title right now.
That's my title. I am the kitchen director.
That's why you be over there all the time.
Yes. Now, I can tell you this. I have 3 years clean under my belt. And this is by the grace of God, I woke up one morning and said, I'm tired of this shit. After being prayerful, after understanding that God got a better plan for me, I can't keep fooling myself. I have to put a foot forward,
right,
and be determined that I'm done with this shit. I got 3 years under my belt now. And I wouldn't change a day for these 3 years.
You remember what I said to you when you told me, I don't fuck with that dope no more?
You said something.
I said, shit, I know when I see it. I said,
Yeah,
you can say it all you want, but you got to walk it. Because I went through that with my brother and my sister. So, that's why I was always hard on you, because I was hard on them, you know.
I got you. But see, my thing was, it ain't what they call you. It's what you answer to. See, when I first had quit, I had people to try me just to see where my mind was.
Yeah, we talked about that.
And I would cuss them out. And then they would say, Stubbs, you ain't got to talk to me like that. I said, yes, I do when it comes to my life.
Right.
This is mine. I had to take ownership. Every mistake I've made, I made them. Nobody else. I did this. Didn't nobody force me to sell that dope? No, okay, let me go all the way back. Didn't nobody force me to start partying to get kicked out of school.
Right.
Didn't nobody force me to run from child support to the military. I did that. You understand me? Didn't nobody force me to start starting cocaine. Nobody forced me to even try the crack cocaine.
Yeah, because you were hanging with me and I
didn't even know.
We didn't, I don't know how you got to that, because we was having fun doing other stuff. The parties, the cookouts every day.
Yeah, but and see, nobody forced. It's about choice. Life, your total life is the sum of your choices. I don't care what it is. And see, I made this little thing up in my mind that there's no such thing as a bad choice.
Right.
Because scientists have proven for every action, there's an equal but opposite reaction. When you choose certain things in life, you may not get the reaction that you thought you was gonna get. Therefore, it doesn't make it bad. It just makes it a choice you made.
That's a good one.
And then what level do you don't never judge yourself about what other people think. Never. You know what I mean? Because see, it was a point in time that when I was running around on dope, I used to tell some of them guys, if I wasn't smoking dope, you'd call me Mr. Stubbs. Because I knew the place and space was too different. But I'm saying you have to really think. You know, now I'm healthy. Not as healthy as I should be, but
you hit the bottom about a couple of years, remember? You told me, man, I can't drink no more.
Yeah, I can't do nothing no more.
Smoke, but I've been telling you, quit smoking them cigarettes. I've been telling you, because I quit in 07.
Yeah, I got you.
And I used to tell you that. I was like, man, you got to quit smoking them cigarettes.
Well, I can tell you I still struggle with that. But see, what I did was I played Russian roulette with the alcohol and the cigarettes. Because I had developed ulcers. Got rid of the ulcers through the medication or whatnot. So I started drinking non-alcoholic beer.
Yep, had me buy you a cup. Man, that shit high as hell.
Yeah. And
but I was telling you, I said, man, don't even drink, period, because that's just gonna make you want to get the right shit.
So what happened was I drunk me a regular beer and it didn't kill me, so I drunk me another one, it didn't kill me. Fired up a cigarette, it didn't kill me, so there I go, I'm right back doing that. But as far as
you monitor it, and it ain't like
I'm not doing it in the manner that I used to.
Right.
You know, they say every as long as you do it in moderation. I don't overdo it. I stay away from the liquor. Mm-hmm. See, I was drinking a 6-pack of 16 ounces and 8 airplane bottles of Jim Beam every day. God. This is every day now. This is not once a week. This is Monday through Sunday. Every day.
Where'd you get the money from?
Well, I mean, okay. But the money. I volunteer for Watley's Lawn Care. And that's a family-owned business. I'm part of the family. They do from aeration to fertilization, seeding, all your lawn care maintenance needs they provide. That's Watley's Lawn Care. Those are my cousins. That's the only family that I know from my mother's side. That's the only family. You know what I mean? That from that lineage. That, you know what I mean? So that's how I was able to maintain the monetary stuff as far as the alcohol and stuff goes.
Wow.
But I'll tell you, Tyrell, man, if it's one thing that I would want people to get out of my story, is it if the dumb genius if the dumb genius can take all of his dumb stuff and continue to strive toward getting better, anybody can strive toward getting better. You just gotta want it for yourself.
But when people get addicted, ain't it something that's feeding that?
It's called your endorphins. That's in your mind.
Right.
Your mind. See, like the basic word is triggers. Right. People have triggers.
Yep, that trigger level.
But you have to learn to understand what causes your triggers.
That's what I was getting at. Exactly.
Okay, now my triggers basically were caused by treatment and conversations with my loved ones. Like I said, it was more about me fucking up money than my health, than my well-being. I would get talked to like a dog. You ain't doing nothing but fucking up your money. You running around here and running around doing that. Fucking up all, you ain't got no damn money. Boy. Oh, well, shit. My dad embarrassed me with nobody around. One morning, I got up, walked down the hall with my daddy, said, "Give me your autograph." I said, "For what?" He said, "You a rock star, ain't you? God. You smoking that shit? Oh. You might well give me your autograph." He did. I was embarrassed. There wasn't nobody there but me. Embarrassed the shit out of me.
That made me think about this thing I saw the other day. It was saying, like, when you raise a boy, you don't have to beat his ass. You just got to show him you love him and be there for him. And when he fucks up, that's his beating. That's his punishment, knowing that he disappointed his father that loved him so much.
Now, well, that didn't work in my house. We got hands-on in my house. This is a hands-on facility.
Yeah.
But It wasn't abuse. You got spanked according to the level of what you done. You know, if say suppose you left the lights on, you didn't get no whooping for that. You got a stern talking to about this light bill, about why you shouldn't do this.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if you wasted food, you didn't get no whooping for wasting food. You got talked to like, is people starving? And folks wish like that, you know what I mean? You need to eat your food.
Right.
Now, getting suspended from school was a different story.
Say you got a little cousin or a nephew or a grandson, and you see him going down that path you was going down.
Well, I have a nephew. Love him to death. His choices has me concerned.
Well, you know, they didn't grow up in the same world that we grew up in.
They didn't grow up in, okay.
But how do you balance it out to how, you know?
Okay, not growing up in the same world, life is still about choices. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So, most of the time, most of these kids today are a reflection of what they see, of what they hear. You know what I mean? What goes on inside the four walls of their home. Just like when the child goes to school.
So it starts at home.
All of it starts at home. Every bit of it. Now, it does take a village to raise a child, but if my form of discipline with your child offends you, then me and you have a problem. See what I'm saying? Like right. if my son and your son hang in the house, and they're at my house, and there's certain things that I don't allow in my house, and I get on to them the way I would get on to my own son, and he comes back and tells you, and because you don't do the same things in your house, you have a problem with me getting on to your child.
Well, it depends on the individual.
That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, it's just like the school system. When the child gets in trouble at school, the first thing the parent want to do is run down there and raise hell at the teacher and the principal. But you know you let that little hell raise out the house in the morning. So why get angry when they go to school and do the same thing? They talk back to you at home, they gonna talk back at school. Yep. You think it's cute for them to cuss. You think it's funny. You let social media raise them. Yep. You let the TV raise them. You don't have time. When was the last time you sat down at the kitchen table and had a meal with the family where there wasn't no TV on or nothing? And you talked about life. And you talked about family life. You talked about your neighbors, because whatever your neighbor was going through, you was going through it too. You name one child now that can go next door and borrow a cup of sugar. They don't know nothing about that.
They don't know nothing about it. So how do you, in your opinion, how do we stop our kids from getting caught up on that dope, becoming addicted? And because, you know, they got that fentanyl out now.
Well, that number one.
I mean, because you went through it.
Yeah, but number one, you have to educate. You know what I mean? You have to educate and let them know about the pitfalls, the ups and downs, the do's and don'ts. You know what I mean? That you know, and you have to structure things around what they know.
Right.
To make it relate to the drugs and stuff. You know, I mean, but what good is it if you're a parent and your child sees you roll up every day? Your child see you smoke the blunt. Your child see you drink a bottle of liquor. How can you tell them not to do something and you steady doing it right there in front of them?
Right.
But what you do is go back to the old school. Grown folks did grown folk stuff without the child being present.
Exactly. Keep them
don't expose them to it. Keep them away from it. But now they want to be all in your conversation. They can shake their head worse than the mama or the daddy. Mm-hmm. They can cuss. They know more about being gay and everything else than they know more about dope than we do.
Well, the internet did that. It got more information.
Okay, but listen to me. if the parents didn't give them access,
They wouldn't know.
they wouldn't know.
But what about the friends when they go out hang out with their friends?
Okay, you have to watch
Who they hang
who
around.
they hang with.
That'll kill everything.
You have to understand now. There were certain people when I was coming up that I couldn't go nowhere with. We had to play right there. I'm talking about wasn't no certain. Oh no, you ain't going over his house. Oh hell no. They over there smoking reefer and gambling and everything else. You ain't going over there.
Yeah.
Shit.
All right. Is anything? Let's wrap this up. So, what the life lessons? I want you to say, my life lessons was whatever.
Okay, my life lessons and what I would want somebody to get out of what I'm speaking. The most part about addiction, you are not alone. There is help out there, but you have to first want to help yourself. And don't worry about how people think or portray you. It's your life. You have to be the one that wants it. Nobody else can get it for you. And I'm always available. If anybody needs to talk to me, when they see me, just ask me. I don't mind sharing my story.
No, they can hit you on Facebook.
They can
too.
hit me on Facebook. You understand me? You see,
Go in the DM.
like I said, addiction is not a selfish thing. Addiction affects everyone around you, your friends, even your enemies, because they can use that against you. It affects everybody around you. People that you don't even think know your story.
Right.
So you can beat it. Hell, look at me, I did. And I had my cousin even tell me, say, you only have to speak about,
Yeah.
it's over now.
Right.
And then
what
you
I
ain't
was
going
telling
back, it's over.
Cause when you told me you would quit, I was like,
Yeah.
well, we'll see.
Yeah.
You say that shit. I said,
Yeah,
well,
I ain't even got to use the
fight
word.
it. Yeah.
I don't even have to use that. I quit. I don't do it no more. Damn some dope. You understand me?
Yeah.
And I made up in my mind, no life nor death that ever happens from here on out will turn me back to that, because I'm not going to choose that. That's not my choice. You understand? When I lost my mama, that was the closest I got to relapsing. But listen to me, I'm just being real. I got drunk. And as a matter of fact, it was down there for your birthday party. It was before she died. Mm-hmm. I done got drunk and went down there to Hardy with Corey. And the old devil was sitting there. Hey, you can smoke you one. Your mama over there laying up about to die. You can smoke you one. You can smoke all the dope you want and have an excuse. You know what happened? I said, devil, you are a liar. Corey, take me home right now. I'm ready to go. And he took me home. And that ain't never crossed my mind since. But that was the only time that the devil thought he had me. I didn't I didn't mess with it.
Yeah.
I didn't mess. But see, that's the thing. I draw strength from the fact that people prey on your weakness. That's where I get my strength from, knowing that everybody out there that has my good intentions in mind are whispering behind somebody, or he gonna end up back on that shit. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie.